You ever feel like all the traditional money advice just doesn't apply to your life at all? Well, if that's you, you're going to want to stick around. We're about to break down a rule for saving money that is so simple it's almost deceptive, but it's backed by some serious psychology, especially if you feel like you have absolutely nothing to spare. You know that feeling. It's like this constant low-level buzz of anxiety. It's checking your bank account before you dare to buy a coffee. It's saying no to plans with friends because you just can't admit you're broke again. It is absolutely exhausting, and you know what? It's the reality for millions of us. So if you're nodding your head right now, yeah, you're in exactly the right place. Because the advice you've probably been getting, it's a huge part of the problem. Okay, so first things first. Let's dig into why the most common financial wisdom out there is basically useless for anyone who's actually living paycheck to paycheck. And look, this isn't just in your head. The numbers are real. We're talking about a reality where almost half of young adults, 48%, are living paycheck to paycheck, and an absolutely staggering 41% can't cover a $2,000 emergency. So if you're feeling the struggle, I promise you, you are so far from being alone. I'm sure you've heard of the 50-30-20 rule, right? It sounds great on paper, but it assumes a life that a lot of people just don't recognize. It actually assumes you have 30% of your income for once. Huh. For most of us in that 48% group, the budget looks a lot more like 95% for needs and 5% for, please, oh, please let my car not break down this week. And this, right here, this is the real problem. I mean, with tens of millions of people doing gig work, your income can look less like a steady stream and more like a heart rate monitor during a panic attack. So how in the world are you supposed to automate saving 20% of chaos? The answer is you can't. And when you try and you fail, you just end up feeling like it's your fault. Okay, enough of the problem, right? Let's get to the solution. And I'm telling you, it's almost embarrassingly simple, but it works. It works because it doesn't fight against your psychology, it uses your psychology to your advantage. All right, here it is, the whole thing. Anytime money hits your account, doesn't matter if it's your main paycheck, cash from a side hustle, or $20 from your grandma for your birthday, you immediately, and this is key, manually transfer $20 into a separate savings account. That's the rule. I can literally hear you through the screen right now. $20? Are you kidding me? How is that supposed to change my life? And the answer is, yes, it can. Because this has almost nothing to do with the money and everything to do with hacking your own brain. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual brain science here. Why can this one tiny action work where all those complicated budgets just completely fall apart? Well, it all comes down to a few key psychological tricks. It all boils down to these four things. 1, it's simple. 2, it turns saving into a game. 3, it's totally safe and flexible. And 4, and this is the most important one, it literally changes how you see yourself. Let's really focus on that whole game idea for a second. Think about it. You open a brand new account and it's sitting there at zero. That first $20 deposit, it feels huge. You've just gone from nothing to something. The next time some money comes in, you do it again. Boom. $40. You just doubled it. Your brain sees that and gets this tiny little hit of dopamine. You're actually making progress. You finish another gig, transfer another 20. Now you're at 80. That number is climbing. It's real, you can see it, and you're actually starting to get invested in watching it grow. See, this is the gamification effect. It's powerful. Your brain actually starts to want to protect that number. You start to care about it. It's the exact same reason you get hooked on leveling up in a video game. You're seeing real, tangible progress, and that is incredibly motivating. But this is the real magic, the most important part of this whole thing. It's not just about the money in the account. It's about the story you start telling yourself. After just a few weeks of doing this, you're not a person who can't save anymore. By definition, you are now a person who saves. And that identity shift, that changes everything. Okay, so you get the theory. Now let's make it real. This isn't one of those things you put on your to-do list for later. You can literally, and I mean literally, start this in the next 5 minutes. 4 simple steps, that's it. Number 1, open a brand new savings account. And it has to be new, starting from zero is critical. 2, decide on your trigger. Is it every paycheck, every time you make $100 on your side hustle? 3, make that first $20 deposit. And 4, check in on it once a week. Just look at it. Let your brain feel good about the progress. No, I am dead serious. Pause this. Right now. Open a new tab on your browser or pick up your phone, open that account, and make your first $20 transfer. Honestly, the absolute hardest part of anything is just starting. Prove to yourself right now that you can do it. We'll still be here when you get back. Okay, and as you get going, there are a few rules to this game, super important. First, do not compare your $200 to someone else's $50,000. Your only competition is the version of you from last week who had zero. Second, if an emergency pops up and you have to use the money, that's a win. That is literally what it is for. And most importantly, do not wait until you're making more money. That day never comes. Start with what you have today. Look, this little habit, it's not the final destination, not at all. It's the launchpad. It is the solid foundation that you can finally start building everything else on top of. So here's what the journey looks like. Think of it like leveling up. Level 1 is just building the habit. That's it. Then, for level 2, maybe you start putting in $25 or $30 on the good weeks. Level 3, your first major goal, is a $2,000 emergency fund. That amount handles most of life's annoying little surprises. And from there, you push for the real security blanket, 3 months of living expenses. But what does that really get you? What does that security actually feel like in real life? It's not about being rich. It's about these small, incredible moments of freedom. It's the freedom to go out to dinner and not have to do frantic mental math while you're looking at the menu. It's freedom from that constant low-grade hum of financial anxiety. That peace of mind, that's the real prize here. I can't promise you this is going to make you a millionaire, but I can tell you, for countless people who have never, ever been able to build savings before, this system works. The difference between having $0 and having $500 in savings isn't $500. It's the difference between constant panic and a little bit of peace. So the question isn't whether the rule works, it's whether you will.